You've probably got one of these in your bathroom right now, a jar of curl cream, a bottle of edge control, a tub of shea butter. It felt like ours, made by us, for the hair and skin the big companies ignored for decades. But here's the crazy part. A lot of the most beloved Black-owned beauty brands aren't Black-owned anymore. They were quietly bought for hundreds of millions, sometimes billions of dollars, and most people never even notice. It almost always starts the same way. A Black woman walks down the beauty aisle and nothing on the shelf is made for her. So she makes it herself, mixing product in her own kitchen late at night for her own hair. She builds it slowly, by hand, one satisfied customer at a time. And here's the magic. The community doesn't just buy it, they protect it. They post it, they share it, they swear by it. They become the marketing department for free. That loyalty isn't a side effect of the brand, it is the brand. And it turns out it's worth a fortune, because the numbers are staggering. Black women spend up to 6 times more on hair care than any other group. Black consumers drive the vast majority of the entire ethnic beauty market, and yet Black-owned brands make up just a tiny sliver of it. For decades, the giant corporations looked at Black hair and saw a market too small to bother with. And then one day they looked again and saw billions of dollars they'd been leaving on the table. So they went shopping and they bought the culture, one brand at a time. In 2014, L'Oreal bought Carol's Daughter, a brand Lisa Price started in her Brooklyn kitchen. In 2017, the consumer giant Unilever bought the parent company of SheaMoisture in a deal worth around $1.6 billion. And in 2023, Procter & Gamble, one of the biggest companies on earth, bought Mielle Organics. Here's the clever part. Most of the time, the founder stays on, same face on the bottle, same founding story, but behind the brand, the owner had completely changed. Now, before you call it a sellout, here's what's easy to miss. For most Black founders, selling isn't greed, it's survival. Black founders raise about 1/3 of the venture capital that everyone else does. In beauty, they see only a sliver of the big money. So picture it. You've built something the community loves, but you can't get the funding to put it on every shelf in America. And then a corporation shows up with a check for hundreds of millions of dollars and a promise to take you nationwide. That's not selling out. For a lot of them, that's the only door anyone ever opened. But the community still felt the shift. To a lot of loyal customers, it felt like a betrayal. When SheaMoisture ran an ad that barely featured the Black women who built it, the backlash was instant. The company itself admitted they really messed this one up. And later, when shoppers swore their favorite products had quietly changed, that they just didn't work the same anymore, the internet exploded. The founders pushed back hard and denied ever changing the formulas. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But that's the thing about trust. Once it cracks, the feeling never fully goes away. And the fear underneath all of it is simple. Once a corporation owns the brand, the mission can change. The founder answered to the community. The corporation answers to shareholders. And shareholders want one thing: bigger margins every single quarter. So the quiet pressure is always there. Find a cheaper ingredient. Chase a wider, more universal audience. Trim the research that made the product special in the first place. And little by little, a brand that was built for a specific community can become a brand built for a spreadsheet. But here's where the story turns, because the community is paying attention now. People are flipping the bottle over, checking who actually owns it, and choosing independent brands that answer to no one but their customers. And some founders are fighting their way all the way back. In 2025, Lisa Price, the woman who started Carol's Daughter in that Brooklyn kitchen, returned to lead her brand again as L'Oreal let it go, bought, and then reclaimed. Because in the end, the question was never just who owns these brands, it's who they were really built for. If this opened your eyes, there's a whole world of these stories. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.